Welcome back to QC Comics, everyone. Today we've got, of course, another action figure unboxing video. And today we've got one of my absolute favorites, the Return of the Jedi, as mentioned, 3 3/4 inch Boba Fett. This, again, was part of that awesome haul that I got for $4.99. Ridiculous price for this figure. I do already have one hanging on my shelf. This card is pretty clean, but you can see there is a little bit of warpage there. So I compared it to the card that I had hanging on the wall, and this was the least clean of the two. So I've got one to keep in box, and I've got one to open and display, probably with my Jabba figures, or the little sail, or not the sail. God, I wish I had the sail barge. But you know, the skiff and all that. That I've got a few, like a Gamorrean guard and stuff on there. So, oh, if I had the sail barge, this would definitely be on there. As always, you've got a few preview figures on the back. Not much else to say other than this absolutely gorgeous photo of Boba Fett from the film. This was the first scene in all of Star Wars that I saw. Well, I saw the beginning of Return of the Jedi, but everything on Tatooine leading up with Boba Fett and Han and Chewie and Luke and the green lightsaber. So this will always, I can't imagine anything would ever top this from being my favorite Star Wars film. And this is by far my favorite character, of which I have so much merchandise. So I'm very happy to finally have one of these to rip open. Pop out the EE3 blaster rifle here. And it's got just kind of a, what's like almost a rusted look to it, with kind of a brownish gray kind of mix of colors there, but a very detailed blaster. That is the only blaster that he comes with, and really, for Return of the Jedi Boba, it's the only blaster he needs. That is his iconic weapon, along with his iconic jetpack, his Return of the Jedi multicolored blue, red, yellow jetpack. I'm not sure if I just kind of bent that a little bit, pulling it out of the package, or if it just sat in there a little weird. But, oh yeah, that looks fine. Yep, I must have just pulled it a little too hard. But yeah, I always thought this, you know, as a kid, I never noticed that the jetpack was any, I just assumed it was green, like everything else. Maybe that stems from The Empire Strikes Back. But, yeah. Definitely a unique color scheme on that. Of course, you got the Mythosaur logo, or the emblem, on the shoulder pad there. As pointed out, this one is missing the kind of life sensors there. I did not notice that. So I referenced this one to the Empire Strikes Back figure, which does have them. So, a little strange there. But you've got his other emblem there. Some wear and tear on the shoulder there. Of course, the chest plate all dinged and a couple significant dents there. Of course, the dented helmet, classic. And overall, some great weathering and paint applications. I mean, across the whole figure, but the helmet especially looks excellent. Yeah, everything on the waist, all the pouches there. Everything looks pretty darn good. And of course, you do have a soft goods cape. So, we'll take a quick look at the wrist gauntlets here. And oh, like butter. Wow, that moves really smooth. Not loose, but just smooth. We'll move the feet up there, or the knees, and then onto the feet. And yes, they do move with just nice clicking motion. Not too loose, not too stiff. Wow, yep, I can see why people were praising this figure. It is definitely going to pose, stand, move very well. Don't want to forget the flamethrower, point that out. Yeah, very, very happy with this figure. Let's pose him up and let's give our final thoughts and grade. Okay, so there we've got the Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett, posed up, ready to go. What do we think? Well, I say it a lot. I'm going to say it again. Fantastic figure. Absolutely no complaints on this one. From the paint applications to the sculpt work to the posability, the flexibility of the character. just to the way the joints move. I mean, it feels so good. Everything feels so smooth and just the right amount of tightness where it needs to be, looseness where it needs to be. Top-notch figure. It is definitely a 10 out of 10. I can't say anything bad about this figure. It is one that I'm going to be very, very excited to have on the shelf and finally be able to get to pose and move around and not just keep in the box. Although, as I said, I'm happy I have two, so I don't have to choose between having one on the shelf, wishing I could pose it, or posing one and then wishing I had one hanging on the wall looking great. So I get the best of both worlds. Hopefully you do too, if this is a figure you like. As I mentioned, I picked this up for $4.99. It was a ridiculous price. Most of these will probably be around 15 bucks if you get them at retail. I definitely recommend it for that. If you have to pay a little more, you know, up to 20, a little more than that, if it's a figure you really want, go for it. I think it's worth it. I think it's a great figure, and I know it's only kind of becoming harder and harder to come by. So if it's something you want, I hope you find it soon. So let me know in the comments. Do you have one? Is it a figure you're still looking for? Did you get it and have to pay a little extra? Let me know. As always, I should have more videos coming later in the week, so do keep an eye out for those. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care. We'll see you next time.